There's no statute of limitations on racism. Whether it is a century and a half or a month and a half, racism has no statute of limitation. This story of Antioch is about achieving closure, not only for the Chinese community at large, but also for my father. The Sacramento Bee wrote in the spring of 1876, the citizens of Antioch have been endeavoring to rid themselves of the Chinese for some time. These words are put into action when white residents of Antioch burned down Chinatown in 1876. Here are snippets of the Chronicle newspaper, which wrote about the torching of Chinatown. The actions of the citizens of this place will, without doubt, meet with a hearty approval of every man, woman, and child on the Pacific coast. The Chinese nuisance must be wiped out. Antioch Mayor Lamar Thorpe, nearly a century and a half later, was among the first cities in the United States to apologize to the Chinese American community through the Proclamation, stating, "An apology of injustices cannot erase the past, but admission of the wrongs committed can speed racial healing and reconciliation and help confront the ghosts of the past." This proclamation is a bridge from the past to the present, to the Chinese American community and to the common man. Let me share with you a story of a common man, my father, Alfred Chan. He was the son of a Chinese immigrant raised just 45 minutes away from Antioch in the Sacramento Delta town of Cortland. He lived in Oakland the rest of his life. The reason why I mention what my father called home is because the examples of discrimination to follow are not in the Deep South, but in Antioch's own backyard. I am but one generation removed from the decades of discrimination, where my father's greatest crime was being Chinese. As a boy, because Chinese were not allowed to mingle with whites, he went to a segregated Oriental school. As a teen, he was allowed only to gaze at the movie marquee. The Senator Theater in Sacramento would not sell him a ticket. As he returned from war, the Oakland house he wanted to buy as a newlywed would not sell to Chinese, whites only. The next house Dad tried to buy, a neighbor objected. Same thing, whites only. Which is a great irony, as the neighbor was a Navy officer. My father was in the Navy. So apparently it's okay for my dad to die for his country, but not live next door. Let me show you, in his own words, his life.
When I grew up, I go to school in a town of Warner Grove. I go to the Oriental school. In those days, we have Oriental school and a white school, all Chinese, Mexican, Japanese, you name it. We're just a little young kids. We don't know we're being discriminated, but somehow we know the difference because we have go to school, we cannot speak but English only. We have to go all the way from here to bus drop us off, pass all our distance, go back. We know something was wrong, but we don't dare say anything because the teacher, what she does, she put fear on us. She treat us, Oriental student, as if we're nothing. She come in the door, she don't say good morning, just kind of nose it around. And tell me different, but we know the different. We know the different. because he always threatened us. You ever get caught? I will wash him off with soap. I was washing soap. Kind of scared, you know. But we're just little kid, we don't remember. Yes, we still in our heart, we know we have our own place. Because when we don't go to school, we go to shop, we go to Sacramento, we cannot go to the movie. We go up to try to buy a ticket. No, they won't sell us a ticket. After high school, we come off to San Francisco, have a good time, go back home. We stop in Antioch, something to eat and buy. You know what? We sat in the dining room in Antioch. They don't accept us. They just let us sit there, and we walked on. Well, we still, after those years, it's still bad. Discrimination is still bad. So we walk out and we go home. That's how bad it was in those days. But it's improving. It's improving from then on, gradually, very gradually.
Thanks, Dad. My father went to the 1939 Golden Gate International Exposition on Treasure Island, nearby San Francisco. He spent a day there with his two friends. By the end of his adventure, these farm boys were starstruck by the big city wonders they saw. They were also hungry and tired. Nearly home, the three boys stopped in Antioch. They came to a restaurant, went in, and sat, and sat, and sat. As other patrons ate, paid, and left, the food passing by the Chinese boys were for whites only. They left hungry and humiliated. When I heard about Antioch's proclamation of apology, I remembered my father telling the story. I sent the clip to Mayor Thorpe through the city website. Within an hour, I received a reply from the mayor, and the rest is history. Here it is on the 7 o'clock news.
And I'm sorry that you have to experience that in my city. But today I want to rectify that.
It's an apology 82 years in the making from the city of Antioch to a man sitting in his San Leandro senior living facility. 98-year-old Alfred Chan was surrounded by family as he recounted the discrimination and hate he and two other men faced 8 decades ago.
We all got up and walked out. I hope this will never be again.
At just 16, Alfred and his friends were denied service from an Antioch restaurant for being Chinese, an experience that still frequently occupies his mind.
I'm sure we are no different. Please treat everyone the same.
Last year, the city of Antioch was the first city in the state to issue a public apology to the Chinese community for a long history of discrimination. Today, Mayor Lamar Thorpe is issuing this personal apology directly to Alfred and his family.
Just a small gesture, but hopefully a small gesture that brings them some level of closure that Antioch has evolved.
The restaurant incident wasn't the only time the World War II Navy veteran came face to face with America's racism. He's faced discrimination from the classroom to war zones. His family says it's a shame their father has rarely wanted to discuss.
So by talking about today and making it visible to all, I think it is a healing process for not only him, but for all of us that are Chinese American.
Righting a wrong 8 decades later, Alfred and his family believe holds no time limit.
Thank you.
In San Leandro, Valena Jones, NBC Bay Area News.
Thanks, Dad. side note the next day. The next day, Dad was admitted to the emergency room for COVID. Here is Alfred Chen with a proclamation. When I heard the city of Antioch's desire to create a permanent Chinese American exhibit, that's when I knew that even though the proclamation was presented to my father, it really belonged to the Chinese community. This proclamation has a unique provenance. It has original signatures of the city council and mayor. It hung on the walls of City Hall in Mayor Thorpe's office. On November 20th, 2022, this proclamation was presented to my father as a personal apology from the city of Antioch for being denied service, righting a wrong 83 years. Now the circle completes as this proclamation is being gifted to the Antioch Historical Museum. On behalf of the Alfred Chen family and in his memory, I would like to donate and return this proclamation to the city of Antioch to be displayed at a future Chinese American exhibit. May it represent that racism has no shelf life. May this history of my family and the city of Antioch inspires others to listen and learn from the past. Included in this donation are all the multimedia components presented to help bring history to life. Mr. Dwayne Eubanks, will you please accept this proclamation of apology on behalf of the Antioch Historical Museum?
We accept for a permanent display the proclamation of apology from to Alfred Chen and the Chen family. Thank you very much.
Lots of cameras.
Thank you all for your time and attention.
Yeah. We have time. We're going to bring the food up.